Serious illness takes a tremendous toll. Most of us don't realize how hard a work it is to deal with serious illness, both as a patient and as family.
By the time our patients get here, they're stressed emotionally, they're stressed physically, they're stressed spiritually, and they're certainly stressed financially.
If Compassionate Touch is able to provide 2 or 3 nights respite in a hotel, give people a chance to shower, to rest, to rejuvenate a little bit, then they can focus on the more important issue, which is getting the patient back to a more normal state because of the treatments.
You know, when I presented to the patient or their family member, you know, the gift from Compassionate Touch, the card to help with gas purchases or parking help or meals or the financial help for the co-pays for medicines, fairly often, you know, their eyes will fill with tears and, you know, they'll just be, you know, briefly overwhelmed by, you know, such an outpouring of care coming from this group that they could be helped in this way. It's totally unexpected and a tremendous relief for them.
The process with Compassionate Touch is, to me, a very seamless process. I'm a social worker, of course, and I deal with a lot of programs. I deal with patient assistance programs, and, you know, a lot of times I could pull my hair out because it's not an easy process. But for Compassionate Touch, it is a very easy process.
When I first meet a family, I usually say to them right up front, you know, we're not meeting you at the best part of your life. We're meeting you at probably the worst time of your life. And so we understand when you come in and you say, I may need some help. I don't want you to feel guilty. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable if you ask for help, because there's not going to be a problem that you're going to bring to me that we haven't had someone else come down the road who had that same problem.
We partner with those social workers at the hospitals, and they do such an amazing job of saying, here are the people that have the need.
I believe that is just one thing that we as humans, you don't ask for help, or either you were raised that way, you just don't. You go and get a second job, you do whatever you have to do, you know, and so it was very hard for me to take that step.
A lot of times you don't really understand things until you're placed in that position yourself, you know, and for someone to be there during your time, it makes you want to reach back, and it makes me want to be a part of whatever they're doing, you know, because it made that much of a difference to us.
One patient that comes to mind who was helped by Compassionate Touch is a woman who lives outside of Bryan, which is a ways from Austin. She has to make her trip all the way here each time that she has an appointment. She lives in rent-assisted housing and she's on a fixed income. Normally what I do with a patient before I refer them to Compassionate Touch is I talk with them and offer them that opportunity and let them know what I'd like to do on their behalf. And in this particular case, I couldn't reach the lady because her phone had been cut off. So I decided just to go ahead and send in an application in her name to Rose at Compassionate Touch. So Compassionate Touch did respond by sending me a Visa card that she could use for gas or for basic necessities. And again, since I wasn't able to reach her, I wrote a note about what had happened. I put the note and the card in an envelope and I mailed it to her. Now, about 4 or 5 days later, I picked up a message on my telephone at work, and it was this lady, and she was calling, and you could tell that she was basically crying on the telephone.
Thank you, Miss Nancy. I received the credit card today. Thank you. May God bless and keep you always. And bye. Have a blessed day. Thank you. Thank you.
And I've held on to that message. I've never erased that message from my answering machine. Sometimes you just need to go back and you need to listen and know that you made a difference in somebody's life.
And I remember the social worker telling me, Rose, can you help? There's a need. Can you help? And I love that about Compassionate Touch, because that's all we are about. What is the need? How can we help? And if funds are available, we are there.
We help those that are the most critical needs, and that was one of the things that drew me to Compassionate Touch. takes care of not only the patients, but the patient's family, those people that are left behind, those people that are taking care of those people that are critically ill and are dying.
I will forever, my husband and I will forever be grateful to this place, to Compassionate Touch, because I don't know these people. They probably don't know me, but the thanks that I wish I could one day extend to these people that either donate to this foundation. I don't know who they are. If one day I could meet at least one person, I would love that. And I'm sure my husband would be right beside me for this.
You have to learn that just that little cup of cold water to that person meant everything to them. Maybe it didn't do a lot. Maybe we were just doing a little bit, but we were doing something, and that person, it meant the world to them.